Prince Harry could create an embarrassing situation for Prince Charles as the royal family brace for the Duke of Sussex's memoir. Harry's rift with the royal family shows no sign of easing. Reports claim Prince William didn't want to attend a memorial for Princess Diana with his brother earlier this year. The brothers put on a united front in July as they unveiled a statue of their mother in the garden of Kensington Palace. But a friend of the Duke of Cambridge told the Sunday Times this week, William was still furious. He had taken the view that he'd only give so much. He just didn't want to go there, with Harry. An aide added that Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, was amazing when Harry returned to the UK, working hard behind the scenes to ensure that the event went off smoothly. The strained relationship between Harry and his family could be worsened by his memoir, which will be released later this year. Richard Kay, Daily Mail's editor-at-large, claimed in July that Prince Charles is concerned about the book being published so close to him taking the throne. Mr. Kay said on LBC, "I think the difficulty for Prince Charles, every time now Harry opens his mouth, he's seen to chip away at his father's credibility. This must be undermining their relationship. They have on the horizon the prospect of Harry's autobiography or memoir. We don't know what's going to be in it. But we do know he has spent some time digging into his mother's relationship with his father. They must be dreading the publication of that book and what it will mean." He continued, "We're edging closer to the Prince of Wales becoming monarch, and every time these embarrassing situations erupt with his son, it reminds people about why they have had problems with the prospect of Charles as king." Royal correspondent Peter Hunt added that the Duke of Sussex is upset with how his exit from the institution was handled. He said the siblings are unlikely to build any bridges because of the wholly truthful account Harry has promised to fill the pages with. Mr. Hunt said, "I think there is no way it will because he promised for it, his memoir, to be a truthful account." Other reports suggest Harry and Charles could be on the brink of mending their relationship. It has been claimed the book will be ghostwritten by Junior Moringa, who also worked with former professional tennis player Andre Agassi on his autobiography, exploring his allegedly difficult relationship with his father. Now, speaking on the Royal Yes podcast, Mr. Morton suggested that Harry's memoir may tackle similar themes, after the prince's reportedly fractured relationship with the rest of the royal family. "If I was Prince Charles, I'd be looking for a pile of coats to hide under," he suggested. "Because I think that the book that's going to come out next year is written by someone who spends a lot of time investigating father-son relationships, because he ghost-wrote a book on Andre Agassi, who had a difficult relationship with his father. So I think we're going to see Charles once more in the firing line. So if I was Prince Charles, I'd be looking for a hard hat and a flak jacket." Speculation has been intensifying over whether the Sussexes will reunite with the royal institution to celebrate the festivities together. One commentator has even suggested that Harry and Meghan may release their own Christmas message to score points, rather than visit the UK. The Sun reported last week that Harry could delay his bombshell memoir after Charles offered him an olive branch. Last week, Charles paid tribute to Harry in a Newsweek essay, praising his son's environmental work while sharing how proud he is of the Duke for passionately highlighting the impact of climate change. Richard Fitzwilliams commented on the move, telling the newspaper, "I do think this tribute is very significant because this is one thing that Charles, William and Harry share in common, and that is the need to fight climate change." Harry's relations with his father have of course been extremely strained. The fact that Charles has done this in Newsweek, which has a large circulation in America, I think it's clearly a form of an olive branch in the hope that there will be a form of reconciliation. But the palace may feel singling out any one statement in a complaint may be interpreted as tacit approval for everything else, the paper reported. In a statement on Monday, the Duke, 36, said, "I'm writing this not as the prince I was born but as the man I have become. I've worn many hats over the years, both literally and figuratively, and my hope that in telling my story, the highs and lows, the mistakes, the lessons learned, I can help show that no matter where we come from, we have more in common than we think. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to share what I've learned over the course of my life so far and excited for people to read a first-hand account of my life that's accurate and wholly truthful." The Times reported last night that the news was greeted with big sighs within the royal household, according to an inside source. Senior royals were given very little notice, with a spokesperson for Harry claiming he had discussed it with them very recently, according to the paper. And the Telegraph reported that the palace would be afraid of the explosive memoir, suggesting it would not sign off on the publication. The publisher will be required to show Buckingham Palace any extracts that could be deemed defamatory.